Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch came out in 2023. It was one of three versions of the revised Tissot T-Sport Sideral S. The original Sideral S of 1971 was a colorful, pioneering fiberglass watch, the first of its kind, and it was well loved both in its day and latterly by vintage collectors. So Tissot, under its T-Sport line, resurrected this Sideral S, now made of forged carbon fiber and stainless steel. So there were three versions of this, so if the case, the dial, the strap don't look exactly like the version you saw online, just keep in mind there are three different versions floating around with dial, case, and strap variations. This one features forged carbon, steel hardware, a lovely yellow rubber strap, and it actually comes with an accessory red rubber strap too. So the watch is not small. It's 41 millimeters in diameter. It's 14.7 millimeters thick, and then my favorite dimension here, it's only 46.3 millimeters lug-to-lug, so it wears short across the wrist. And you can see it's got a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs, though the factory strap does flare a little bit and have some shoulders. So if you want the strap to look organic, you're going to have to get it custom cut for a little bit of flare beyond the lug spacing, or just get an OEM strap. Now the strap is very supple, and it's a fascinating piece. So I'm actually going to show you how this works. You can see how both sides of the strap have a version of a pin and a buckle. So this actually works sort of like an Ouroboros, and both sides buckle in. It's like the snake eating its tail, so to speak. It's actually quite secure, and this is very supple, a very soft kind of rubber. I don't believe it's silicone. It is rubber, but it is very pliant, and it has a very, I would imagine, low durometer. It's incredibly flexible, well vented, comfortable, a real pleasure to touch, feel, and probably wear long term. The watch itself features a screw down crown and 300-meter water resistance and 120 click PVD bezel that features a yachting calibration. Let's throw this on my wrist before we get too deep into that, because I don't want to miss the wrist shot. It is a light watch, although it's not as toy-like as you might imagine, primarily due to the presence of the steel hardware. Now, it is very short lug-to-lug, so on my 16-centimeter circumference wrist, even over the top, the lugs are not beyond the edge of my wrist. It's a big, blocky type tonneau profile, but I believe this would wear fine on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters, and the down the barrel angle really shows you that. All said, though, it is a little bit thick. It'll fit underneath jacket cuffs, but not tight dress shirt sleeves. You do have little pull-tab spring bars in the strap, so you can dismount that and fit the accessory straps easily. And the nice thing here is that unlike a lot of watches that give you pull-tab spring bars to dismount the strap from the case, but not the buckle from the strap, this strap includes its own buckle. Taking a look at the case, you can see it is forged carbon, so carbon fiber that is forged and then machined into this form. The original would have been fiberglass, and it would have been a colorful yellow fiberglass, memorably. We have sharp, well-defined edges, and you can see we've got a little bit of contrast between radially brushed under the bezel and then a polished outer lip. The crown is simple, Tissot branded. You see we've got our vintage Tissot logos going here to keep everything in the spirit of the early 70s. The bezel has a yachtsman's calibration, so we have these 5-minute countdowns in series right there. Let's hear. It's a very coarse and gritty type of 120 click bezel, but it is unidirectional winding, and this is a capable diver. You're going to be impressed by the scope of the luminescence here because it jumps out at you. You might not be expecting this, but here it comes. We've got luminescence on the dial, which is calibrated for 5 minutes, assuming the minute hand starts right at 12. And then you can see that the entirety of the bezel has been lumed, which is a really cool look. There's a little bit of a photina effect for the hands and the indices, which mutes their luminescence a bit, but it's still not a hard watch to view in the dark. I love a timing bezel. I've always felt timing bezels are more practical, and they are unarguably cheaper to service than a chronograph. The dial's matte black. Again, we got some vintage elements here. Powermatic 80, that's based on an ETA C07111. More on that in just a moment. Easy watch to read, low glare. I love the Tissot T counterweight to the Lancet style seconds hand. And we'll just take a quick look. You can see that the indices as well as the hands have a little Fotina touch, and that there is a distinct box to lip to the sapphire crystal. Now, when you turn it over, your first thought might be that's a 2824, and it is based on a 2824 architecture. This 23 joule automatic has a 3 Hz beat rate, which helps to raise the power reserve up to 80 hours. It's got a free sprung balance, which makes for more precise adjustment as well as greater shock resistance. And it does have a hacking seconds function, so you can set it to a reference time, as well as a quick set for the date. Now back around the case back, what you can see is it actually has a full plastic escapement. So the wheel and the anchor, there are no jewels in the escapement, which makes it almost a sort of modern-day Rosskopf movement. Taking a look at the case back, you can see Tissot since 1853, confirmation that the crystals are sapphire and that the metal is steel, and that we do have 300-meter water resistance, which is not exactly 1,000 feet, but we'll give them a free pass here. The watch is incredibly gratifying. A lot of fun features and style from one of the all-time great brands in the business. So while this watch originally retailed for under $1,000, I take as much pleasure reviewing it as I have exotics from De Bethune, F.P. Journe, and Grubel 4C, partly because this is the kind of watch I could see myself wearing. If you like vintage style, but you want modern durability, a long-ish power reserve, a great brand, and a reasonable price, this is a fantastic point of entry to luxury watch ownership. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.